What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and the iPhone 10 is just a few days away. I'm so excited, so impatient too. So online I went ahead and found a deal for $140 for an iPhone 10. What? I mean, too good to be true, right? So let's take a look at a iPhone 10 clone, a tenth of the price of the original almost, and see how close it gets to the real deal. Now, I've already done an iPhone 10 clone on this channel, but this is the newest version. It's supposedly supposed to get closer to the real deal. So we'll have to check that out, see how close it gets. And if you guys just don't want to spend $1,000 in the real one, spend $100 on a clone, or maybe not, maybe that's not such a good idea. But let's check it out, see how close it gets to the real deal. Always kind of fun to see these kind of videos, see what the Chinese can come up with their replicas. Let's get right to it. That's funny because I've went through so many iPhone 10 models and even clones and sort of clones before getting to this video, so let's hope this one surpasses all of them. This is the best iPhone 10 clone for sure. It doesn't have a wraparound display, but the design is spot on. The colors weren't though, so that's the problem. Apple doesn't have a black version of the 10, it's space gray. The one before that was really bad. It wasn't even a rounded display, it was just a tiny square here. Nothing like the actual size, and this is the 6S look-alike of the iPhone 10. So let's get into the best clone yet. Let's go ahead and unbox this guy. So, oh cool, so you actually get a case with it for your new iPhone 10, and here it is guys. Look at that. That is the actual iPhone 10 packaging. They copied that one for one. So look at that. We've got the flashlight icon, the camera, the touch bar for the home button, this cutout, and I'm more than positive that on the inside of this box the product doesn't look anything like this, but the actual packaging they try it on and it looks pretty dang good. I like that. The font looks a little off from the real deal, the sizing, and on the bottom here you can see some sort of deformations, so they gotta work on that. All right, finally let's open this guy, and really tough to get in here. Ugh. Okay, so before I get into that, let's take a look at this packaging. Oh, they come with a SIM card tool that Apple hasn't done forever. Still no stickers. When will they learn? And here is the actual iPhone. So this is a gold color that Apple definitely will not be having on the official iPhone 10. Let's peel this off. Comes with a really nice screen protector built right in. So the display still isn't fully there. I mean, I think it's better than the last version, which didn't come quite as high up. Definitely a little bit more compact. This is, I believe, the real one-to-one version. So let's compare it to the real iPhone 10. Size-wise, yes, it is identical. And width-wise, everything, camera size. So this is gonna be really hard to tell from the real deal unless you turn it on. Be careful with that. I'm actually gonna hop on the real case from the iPhone 10, and it's a perfect match. So sizing is 1-to-1 finally, they got that right. This color isn't, it's definitely not the real color. It's just the iPhone logo, which looks cool. So color is off, but man, this would have been such a sexy combo. The copper blush gold, like the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, but with a black display, looks awesome. On the bottom, no headphone jack. In the box, we have a Foxconn labeled, what the heck, I've never seen this before, interesting, and some probably terrible sounding earpods. Okay, so there is that. Let's power this guy on and see what it's running. Some sort of fake version of iOS 11, I'm assuming. Power button is the longer one. Oh, it comes powered on and ready to go. All right, I've never seen that before. Power button is the long one. So cool, unless this thing instantly turns on, this is what it's gonna look like. And the bottom corners are actually slightly rounded, so that's a nice touch. Well, they're not. Software-wise, they just added a little black border there to make it rounded looking. Interesting. And the attention to detail. Unlike the real one, the service bars should be on the right. Let's go ahead and unlock it. You do have to start at the bottom. Oh, cool. So they got that software deal right. Boom. Right in. So that's cool. Pretty fast, pretty fluid. Let's see if these work. Yeah, that does turn it on. Oh, interesting. The flash in the middle of the camera, that's going to take some getting used to. So that looks pretty cool. And the camera button opens up the camera. So unlike the last clone, this one actually has the dedicated touch bar on the bottom like the real deal. So you'll be able to use it to exit applications. You should be able to use it to get into the app switcher. Oh yeah, there it is. For some reason, you have to really slide up. Pixelated camera there. Interesting. I'm loving that they followed the software on this. The bottom bar over here looks pretty cool. The icons are updated. So this is all of the latest iOS 11 icons, the maps, the camera, and pretty massive display for a device like this. This actually gives you a pretty good idea of what the iPhone 10 will feel like. So that's what I like about this. For $140, not bad. All right, so let's jump into settings, check out what it's running, and it's running 11.0.1. Huh. I thought it would come with 11.1, but apparently I was wrong. 256 gigabytes. Wow. Man, they really loaded up on storage on this one. I highly doubt that's true. And I wonder if the back swipe works. Oh, it does. Oh my gosh. This is the first clone I've ever seen that actually has a back swipe from the edge. Super cool. Okay, this is definitely the best iPhone clone I've ever tested. I'm just telling you right now. Let's go into wallpaper, see if they've got the new wallpapers loaded in here. They've got the iOS 11 ones and the ones from the iPad on 9.3.3 even, or 10.3. That's cool. And the iPhone 10 unique ones. Wow, I am impressed. Okay, I'm really impressed. They really thought into all those little things, and they have the unique iPhone 10 wallpapers here too. Wow. Okay, so the software is there definitely. Let's check out the camera. So video, you can only tap it to go 1 to 2.0. And yeah, the bottom camera is most likely a dud, but the actual camera design looks really good. Instead of Siri, you get Eevee. I don't know how I activated that. Yeah, I don't believe you get any of the portrait modes or anything like that. So nothing special for the portrait mode. They didn't try and emulate that. And check that out up there. They actually made a fake cutout in the software that covers some of the bars or the icons in the camera for whatever reason. There's no need for it. Sort of looks like the real deal there with the software. Interesting. There's absolutely no need for it, but they added it. Face ID. So they actually do have a Face ID unlock system here. Let's try that. All right, so try and add my face here. 0%. How do I make this work? Oh. Okay, so it loads up to 100% after looking at your face. You don't have to move the phone as you did in the official demo by Apple. Let's add a passcode. All zeros. Very interesting keyboard look. All right, so let's try that face unlock. So I just looked at my phone and it will unlock once it sees that you're looking at it, just like the real deal. It's obviously not very fast, but pretty cool and convenient. Wow, I'm so surprised that actually works. And I'm more than positive it can be fooled by pictures and 2D images, but that actually works. That software side of this, even with just a regular camera. It's super cool. I am impressed. All right, so there is the camera. Obviously no fingerprint sensor to test on this guy. But anyways, let's go ahead and connect to Wi-Fi, and I want to see how fast this thing is hardware-wise and what the specs on it actually are. Oh, and I forgot to show you this, guys. So from a like half swipe, it opens up the app switcher, but if you go all the way up, it does exit the app just like the real deal. So they really did follow through on the gestures here. And does it have 3D touch? Yes, it does. So the false 3D touch. So there is the actual control center. You can 3D touch on it and get into the same settings. Nice. That is a really cool attention to detail. Even on the brightness ones, it has night shift, but no true tone display. Cool. It even has the little attention to detail when you press outside of the app switcher on any random blank spot, it will exit to the home screen. This is kind of funny. In the settings, I found the color inversion option, and it reverses all of the colors, shows you that they really do black out the corners here, and the cutout bar up top is just an overlay in the system, which they didn't work around very well in the software. So there's actually a lot of settings here. They really worked on the software on this guy. This definitely is another first for a clone. I have never actually seen one receive an update, and this just got one. So I'm gonna install that real quick, see what happens. Another small detail I noticed while it's updating, this actually has a 4 LED flash, the first time I've ever seen that on a clone. This covers a lot of new ground for clones. All right, so I actually ran a Geekbench, and every single time it crashes the phone once it finishes. For some reason, the battery started draining like crazy after the update. So I'm not so sure that was a good idea to update. It can barely even support itself to stay awake. I have to keep it charging, and even then it starts draining the battery, which is ridiculous. Anyways, I did manage to run an Antutu score, which came back with 12,371 compared to the iPhone 8 Plus at 165,000. Quite the departure there. So Basically, you're buying this thing just for an imitation, just to be able to say, hey, look at me, I've got the iPhone 10, but don't look too closely. Otherwise, you're probably not going to like what you see. It is slow, buggy. It's just not a great experience, but it does the job as an imitation, I guess. So next up, let's go ahead and test out that camera. The vertical camera must be amazing, right? It's got dual optical image stabilization, incredible apertures, just best camera all around for low light. So let's go ahead and test that out. This is the ultimate test of quality here. The iPhone 10 in the flesh, that dual optical image stabilization at work here. Let's get some zoom in here. Oh, I can't even zoom on the video. Cool. So it's sunset time right now. The camera feels kind of laggy. I don't know why, but it looks good on that massive display. Get some silhouettes there. Yeah, this looks like VGA quality. Some panning, terrible motion blur. Shutter bug, pretty terrible, going from light to dark. Optical image stabilization just isn't there. So that's the rear facing camera. The vertical camera really doesn't add much to this. Rear facing camera, kind of dim here. It looks really cool on the massive display. Man, it almost feels like an iPhone 10, just like missing about 10% off the edges there. So some color with light behind me, pretty bad. Can't really make out the details there. Looks all right, I guess. Just those pixels. Oh my gosh. The detail in the background. Wow, that's terrible. So pretty dang awful camera there. No surprise with these guys. Last thing I wanted to do before I wrap this up is actually take a look inside. And I don't even have to try too hard or get any tools out. Look at this. This is how it came out of the box. So all we need to do is pry this up. And we're going to get a look inside the phone within seconds. So there's your water resistance. And it's now gone. So, oh wow. Holy crap, this thing actually has wireless charging. I'm gonna need to test that out in a second, but look at that. There's actually a wireless charging pad right here, and it is legitimate. So there is a micro SD slot here. We can go ahead and upgrade the storage. This is the most compact, nicest internals I've ever seen on a clone, for sure. So very, very similar to the iPhones actually, and they've got EMI shielding on these now. All right, so here is the newest version of the Samsung wireless charger. Really cool. I actually use this personally for my 8 Plus. Now, will it work with this iPhone 10? Let me reapply the wireless charging cover. Make sure the connections are touching and set it on there. Let's see. Does it actually work? And oh wow, it actually works. Check that out. Not charging. Well, actually it stayed for some reason. Okay, there we go. It did just work a second ago. Might be the bugginess. Oh, and charging. So yes, the wireless charging is legitimate. It does work. One of the nicest surprises I've ever seen on a clone. Real wireless charging. Holy crap. It's become so cheap, so accessible. They put it into clones even, and it took Apple 10 years to put it into their iPhone. Just ridiculous. So that is impressive. It actually works. Holy crap. All right, guys, so there it is. The iPhone 10 new version, super cool. Real Face ID unlock, almost. Real wireless charging, an incredible display. The software support is amazing. All the gestures, like this is the best clone I've ever actually reviewed on this channel, and that says a lot. I've done so many. So if you guys want to pick this up, it isn't too expensive, just as a gag. Let people know you got it early and in colors that Apple hasn't even released yet. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the actual iPhone 10 review. Peace.